Mama said come home before the street lights do. Ice cream on my front porch and my new food boo. What's happening? Whoa, what's good? Let's get into where are you strongest spiritually for our power one. Where are power one people strongest spiritually? Lord, please connect us to our power ones. Give us encouragement so we can stay strong spiritually. As I'm opening up this deck and I'm shuffling it, I'm seeing the Magician in reverse. So I feel like you're strongest communication wise. You're strongest in the way you communicate, and I feel like in order to be able to communicate, you also have to be able to perceive, and you have to be able to analyze. Why has that word been tearing me up? Analyze. God damn, I want to say analyze, but like what? That's analyze in a different fucking tone. But anyways. And then this image kind of give me inside of a church, cathedral type of vibes. Definitely Catholic, if that's what that's what you come from. That type of vibe. Baptist churches, they be a shack 9 times out of 10. Or they be like a little, just a building, brick and mortar type vibe. But this is giving me cathedral. This is definitely giving me Catholic. I feel like you feel like you're not strong in communication because you have a lot of people that don't like the way you communicate. Different perspective on that. People don't like that you communicate yourself well, and they cannot communicate themselves well in order to combat, debate anything that you're saying. Therefore, what they do is they gaslight you and they gaslight your perspective. So you are strongest in communication because before you communicate what you see, I know you analyze it. And I feel like a lot of relationships, I was watching a TikTok. I was going to load it in order to put it on my short feed, but I didn't. But what she was pretty much saying is if you are a true prophet, if you are a true seer, if you are a true light worker, you will not have no friends. That's tea. I don't trust nobody who doing 11,000 collabs with every fucking reader on YouTube. Every time you turn around, it's collab, it's collab, it's collab. First off, it ain't nothing wrong with collabing, but second off, you have to understand that the message that you're giving is the message that you're giving. Now, I know, y'all have commented and y'all were like, I want you to collab with this person or that person, but we have to be on the same type of walk of life. The only people that I will ever see myself collaborating with are the readers that they organically came to my channel. If you didn't organically come to my channel, I don't want to really just collab with you because I feel like it's for the clout. I feel like the people... I said all of that to say this. I feel like the people that are having a say in where you're like, I feel like the people that you're having an issue with more so. I feel like it's a hating type of vibe. It's a vibe that is like they hate that they have to work hard to be seen, but you actually don't want to be seen and you're still seen. You're not trying to get no clout. That's why you got clout. They looking for all the clout, and that's why everybody is turning their head. They're not trying to deal with them. We have the Knight of Wands coming out in reverse. Yeah, people feel like when it comes to you, they have. Oh, I had to pop my back, but it ain't pop. People feel like when it comes to you, they have no passion. They have no ambition. They feel like they drive. They don't know what even that is. Their money is funny. And I'm gonna tell y'all what all of that is a symptom of. It's a symptom of wearing a mask. It's a symptom of not working on your life. It's a symptom of being messy. It's a symptom of like worried about shit that's not really for you to be worried about, right? And I feel like you're strongest in your communication and you're strongest in how you analyze situations because once you see that a situation does not serve you, you move the fuck on. Once you see a person has nothing to offer, you move around. And I feel like that's why they saying that you're not a communicator because maybe it's nothing to say. You want nothing for yourself. I'm going to tell y'all like this here. When I get around women and when I see a girl and she wants to be my friend and I find out that she's male-centered, I don't want to deal with her no more. Because at the end of the day, it's nothing wrong with keeping yourself open for love, keeping yourself open for dating. But when it comes to a point where everything that you do is focused on, oh, this dude called me, this dude that, oh, this and that, like, that's why you're not progressing. And a lot of people that's in your energy, they're not progressing. They're thinking because you're putting negative energy on them, they're thinking it's because of you. And then that's projecting. They're projecting it all on you because it's not you, it's them. They're looking at what you're doing, but they're not doing any work. And if they were, they wouldn't be able to look at what you're doing. Okay? when people be talking about what they got going, I be quiet because I'm not finna say what I got going for real. Like, I might say a little bit, a piece of here or there, but you're not finna just know my day to day. Like, one thing about it is being a content creator, you know that I'm creating content, but you don't know the schedule I'm on. You don't know how I'm creating it. You don't know what I do to create the content I create. You don't know how I align myself. You don't know you don't know the paperwork. That's what it is. You don't know the paperwork I do to be to do what I do and to be where I'm at. You don't know how I gotta align my life. And I feel like that's exactly how you feel. They don't know. They're looking for crumbs. They're looking for blueprints, basically. They're looking for blueprints. They're trying, and now that I get that, let me tell you something. For some of you guys, the men that are trying to get you on, the men that are trying to put you on a roster, they're blue faces looking for blueprints. I'm gonna tell y'all what it was. Who Blueface is now, he's learning to accept himself. He knows that he's a dog. He's accepting himself. Jaden is sick of it because Jaden stayed with him 2 kids later thinking she really on our grandma type of time. Like, I'm with you for the money. I'm with you for the clout. I'm with you for, just because I always been with you. But I bet you he was cheating and playing on Jaden's face for the longest. All the whole time they've been together, I bet you he been playing in her face. And I'm telling you, the men that you are dealing with, or the men that are trying to come in your energy, I definitely feel as if they have a blueprint and they want somebody to match that blueprint, and they see you being a blueprint. Now, your job is to make sure the blueprint not dumb. Your job is to make sure the blueprint ain't stupid. Because I definitely feel like it's a battle with you when it comes to your divine counterpart. I feel like it. I just do. I feel like everything be good in your life. You're strong spiritually, period. I just want to let you know, it ain't no one place that you're strong at. Communication and analyzing is the strongest place that you need to be. That's the place you need to be strongest when it comes to the spiritual community. You have to be able to see it with physical eyes. You have to be able to see it with spiritual eyes. And the most important, you have to be able to hear it. That's where you're weakest at. You're not hearing it. You may see the truth. You may understand the truth, but you're not hearing it. You're not hearing what this man's saying. This man is saying he finna go back to his baby mama. That man saying he finna go back to his kids. That man is already in communication with that bitch. That man is just trying to see what you gonna do. And if you don't do what more than she was gonna do, even if you do what you gonna do, he is still gonna leave. He is still gonna leave. That's what you're not hitting. That's what you're not hearing. It don't matter what you do. It's already in their mind as a plan B. Let me tell you something. When people have plans in alignment, that means they're overly going for them. And I'm gonna put myself out there. My first dream job was being a doctor. I didn't want to be a doctor because I didn't want the work that was associated with it, right? I didn't want all the time, the years that took to be a doctor. Now they got nurse practitioner. You could be a little doctor being a nurse practitioner. That's almost the same thing. A lot of people don't know they talk to nurse practitioners, not doctors. But anyways, after that, phlebotomist. Okay, I don't got no problem with it. Actually, no, I don't got no problem with it. So that means from doctor and nurse practitioner went B, whereas phlebotomist went A. Okay, what's next? Medical billing and coding. I don't got to talk to nobody. I'm in my own zone. I can work from home. Okay, that went from option C to option B. You see how I just aligned those options up? Those are my big 3 options. But you see how I just switched out the places? You don't want to be with nobody that does that. Because that's what I'm getting. You don't want nobody putting you in competition. That's why these dudes, y'all don't understand what's happening. The men are becoming the women, and we are becoming the men, and we are not standing up and standing in our femininity and saying, you know what? I'm not accepting this. You can get off the roster. Thank you for your time. And putting somebody else in that spot that doesn't have a roster. If you have a roster of men that do not have a roster, you are winning. Because they're putting all their energy, all their focus on how to please you. Right? I'm not saying you got a roster of 7 single men that all think about you. That's hell. If you don't know. That's hell. But I am saying that you don't need to be having a roster full of dogs. Because one thing about a dog, he gonna fight everybody in that roster until it's just them. Or it's just them and the biggest. Okay? Yeah, that's what's happening. You got people here, and it's interesting that this waitress in training and this high priestess coming in. Because it's like you're trying It's like y'all are balancing Delilah energy and you're balancing Jezebel energy. But Delilah and Jezebel had two different vibes. They had two different intentions. Jezebel wanted to control. She wanted to manipulate. And Delilah wanted to fuck. And that's just what it was. Delilah wanted to seduce, be lustful, all of that shit. Take all of that out of it. We trying to get to this bag. We want to collaborate with a man that is worth collaborating with. We're not caring about the meat. We are, but we're not caring about it right initially. We need to care about it after the fact. And then I'm going to be real. Sometimes when you get to the after fact, it be too late. I ain't going to even hold you. Sometimes you just got to accept that you got somebody that you can collaborate with. You can open up the marriage later. You can do some other shit later when it comes to the lust and shit like that. Because they say the marriage bed is undefiled. So I don't know what that means, but I'm not married, so it ain't for me to know. But y'all, whew, you got a lot on your plate. I am gonna say that you got a lot on your plate. You got a lot of stuff that you really trying to work through. A lot of stuff that you really, I really see that you have a lot of commentary. But I also see that you let people whose intentions are very clear speak too long. You let people play in your face. I can tell that now. You let people play in your face and you turn the other cheek. Nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. But it gets to a point. Everybody shouldn't be able to play in your face. So y'all like, share, subscribe, and I'm gonna see y'all later. Pile 2. Let me see where you are. Where are you strongest spiritually, Pile 2? Where is Pile 2 strongest spiritually? Where is Pile 2 strongest spiritually? You do a lot of spiritual work. You're strongest spiritually when it comes to what you do in the spiritual realm. Candles, herbs, jar spells, mojo bags, incantations. That's all incantations. Enchantments, that's all enchantment. Everything I said was an enchantment. The Tower. You're strongest when you're going through a tower moment and you don't even know it. You're strongest when you're going through a tower moment. You're strongest when you're about to go into a tower moment. You're strongest when you're going out of one. You strong, period. You strong when you need to be spiritually. I feel like spiritually you always connected. You always tapped in. It ain't no separation from you in spirit. It's a forever thing. Hello. Ooh, I love this. It's something about stating that it's a forever thing with God. Like, this ain't no just me on earth. It's me after earth, too. It's something about that. I don't play. And one thing about it, how I know I don't play about my Lord and Savior is, the thing is, I'm not overly going for no relationship. I'm not overly going for no picture perfect, movie perfect ass life. I'm not overly going for that. Actually, I'm actually going for the lifestyle that the disciples went for. And I know y'all like, what? They got killed brutally. Guess what? The world is going to a terrible end. And everything is going to end brutally. So I would rather it end brutally and the Lord say, you know what? This is my ride or die right here. Go on, come up into heaven. We've been waiting on you. I'd rather him say that than say, shoot, send her ass on with the rest. I'd rather that. I mean, life is hard, but I'd rather it be hard, in Jesus' name type of vibe. We have the, where am I? We have the death card, and I'm doing a lot of these channeling without really looking at these cards too, so I know y'all tapped in. We got the death card here, so I feel like you're strongest when things are shifting, when things are, it's like you never doubt. Your faith is so strong. You're not doubting whether you can get it done. You just asking God to give you the strength, the guidance to do it. You're not doubting yourself, but you saying it's some things that you need added, and you open to how it gets added, right? We got the 10 of Swords under the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, I definitely feel you guys feel, situational anxiety, having to come up against stuff and, God is invisible. We can feel him, but he's invisible. So at the end of the day, it's like, well, he's invisible to those who he doesn't want to be, seen by. But at the same time, it's just giving me a vibe like, you have leaders' loneliness. You don't have true loneliness. You have leaders' loneliness. Leaders' loneliness means that people don't understand the capacity of which you have to work in order to stay in your position or to stay where you are. When people figure out what I do spiritually, I feel like it does change the way they view me. But at the same time, it also adds this element of, what are you doing? No, really, what are you doing? I'm doing this, this, and that. How do you have time to do this or that if you're always doing this, this, and that? You just have to figure it out, right? And I feel like you figure it out. Your stability is really like, you have a home in the Lord. You have a home in your spirituality. And I kind of want to cry. And God is putting it on my heart to tell you that it had to happen in order for him to keep you. Those people had to reject you in order for you to come towards him. The gate had to be closed in order for you to not go out into the wild, in order for you to not go out and get demolished by the world. That man that you thought was supposed to love you forever, the reason why he couldn't love you forever was because he had to see why he should have showed you forever. He has to see why he doesn't need to play with nobody else when it comes to you. All of those hurts and pains that you felt before, you have to understand God is making something new. You have to focus on this new thing that he's creating. If I had to focus, if I real life didn't say, fuck my baby dad, I'm a fine ass bitch, I ain't in the house said. If I didn't say that, I would have been just like his second baby mama, big, sick, and miserable. I would have been like his third bitch that he was fucking with after her. I would have been losing fucking weight, face getting beat in left to fucking right, sick. Still wondering what I did wrong when you didn't do nothing at all wrong. It was the wrong dude. They had to show it. It was like, it's everything is for a reason. And God is saying that you had to go through that. It's nothing wrong with you. You're not weird. You're different. You're set aside. You're set apart. You're cut from a whole different cloth. Let them hoes be with they kind. Okay. Heavy on let them hoes be with they kind, because what are you? You're a bee. What you doing arguing with a fly that stay over shit all day? They be worried about shit all day. You got honey to tend to. Stop playing with her. Stop playing with them. 3 of Pentacles. God, thank you. God, come on. Speak to these people. Speak to these people. You got other people to collaborate with, baby. Y'all worried about spilt milk, 5 of cups. You worried about spilt milk. You worried about those other 3 cups. Bitch, focus on them 2 cups that's still standing. Focus on them 2 cups that still got milk in it. Focus on the fact that you can pick them cups up, clean them cups off, and stand them back up and fill them back up. Ain't nothing. When you get into 6 of Cups vibes, you start feeling like, you know what? Just like in the past that I moved on, I will move on in the future. That's when you move on to 7 of Cups energy. Y'all, people be talking about this tarot shit is demonic. No, motherfucker, you're learning. You're learning. Just like your ABCs, you're learning the ABCs of emotion, the ABCs of pushing through life. Thank God for letting tarot come into society. Thank God for that. And one thing about it, I know God is a rhetorical God. God told Adam and Eve, do not eat of that apple, knowing damn well it was in their nature to do it. Knowing damn well it was in their nature to be curious. Knowing it. But he wanted to know what they was going to do. He wanted to know what they were going to do after he said, you know what? I'm rejecting you. He wanted to know if they were going to still be for God. Adam was sick in the Apocrypha, or it was the Apocrypha or the Enoch. Baby, Adam was sick. After God cast him out of the damn garden, he was sick. Adam tried to commit fucking suicide. He was so sick. And God kept bringing him back, bringing him back. He was sick. He said, oh my goodness, I cannot believe this. And Eve was silent. Eve was silent because she knew what she did. Eve was silent. And at the end of the day, you really have to just go through the motions. You can't be scared for things to go bad. Because when things go bad, it's the opportunity for God to show you how he's going to make them good. I stopped worrying about shit. I did. I stopped worrying about the bullshit. We got the Hanged One coming out. I feel like you overthink the things that you don't know. And that's you got to stop, because that's where you're weak at. I feel like you're weak because sometimes you're like, oh, this person coming in my life is going to end my hermit season. Your hermit season, I hate to tell this to you, especially if you are a prophet, healer, any type of worker for God, you're going to be a hermit. You're going to be a hermit. Eve's Bayou is an accurate representation of a psychic. Those two women, you didn't see them with no man or no children. Them children was her nieces. So, yeah, it's not an easy life to live. People look at you funny. People, you gotta hide. It's a lot of secrecy. It's a lot of mystery. And that's something that you have to be okay with. You have to be okay with saying, it's just me and God. But the thing is, when people be saying it's just me and God, oh well, it's kind of like, it's you and God. Hell. H-A-I-L. Hell to God. Like, all hell God. Like, oh my goodness, like, holy be his name. You're with the Most High. That's where you are. You have to understand. I told this woman, yes, the lovers came out. The Lord is in love with you. The Lord is in love with you. He is in love with the fact that you always retreat to him. He's not necessarily fond with the fact that you entertain lesbians, if you do entertain lesbians, but he is very fond of you, and he understands you, and he understands that you're lonely. But you have to let him work. You have to let him cook, baby. We got the Champion of Cups coming out with the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. God knows that you're lonely. God knows that Fat Ma needs to be worked out. God knows. You know, God know that every morning you wake up bricked up. He know that. But he wanting you to have discipline. He wants you to have discipline. He wants you to have the discipline to say, you know what, I'm in a relationship with God until he marries me off. That's what you have to say with yourself. Back in the day, that's how they used to romanticize being a virgin. And over the course of time, we stopped romanticizing being a virgin. We stopped romanticizing being spiritually clean. But I promise on everything I love, baby, I will be romanticizing it for my daughter. Because it's a blessing to be a virgin. It's a blessing to be beautiful, to be pure, and to be untouched. So y'all, like, share, subscribe, and I'm going to see y'all later. Alright, so we're gonna get into pile 3. Where are you strongest spiritually, pile 3? You're definitely introverted, I can say that. You're definitely strongest by yourself. You're definitely, it's kind of giving me, this could be an overlay of pile 2, so you guys could have picked pile 2 and pile 3. Y'all are strongest when you are by yourself. It's definitely giving me a praying without ceasing vibe. Like you're always in communication with the Lord and Savior. I definitely feel like your mind is very strong. How you compartmentalize things. That's one to come out. How you compartmentalize things. I don't know why I can't say it all together. I have to sound it out like that. I guess I'm slow. But y'all really, like, I feel like some of you guys are overthinkers for sure. But the overthinking is like, it's like you overthink, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like you're overthinking. Picture when people get a lie detector test and that thing that's sketching out, the data, that's what you do. Like your overthinking is like a data sketch. When I be thinking that I'm overthinking, I just keep, like, I keep the main ideas. of my overthinking ways. But pile 3, when it comes time for it to be revealed, I remember. And I say to myself, oh, no, you wasn't overthinking the situation. You was actually not thinking in this type of way about the situation. Because if you was, you would have got on it. You were on the right track, Nancy Drew, but you just didn't get there yet, right? High Priestess. So people feel like, I'm gonna tell you like this, a lot of people feel like they cannot keep secrets from you because your intuition is just that strong. Because this is this High Priestess is retro chic fashion, and she's in the 70s. So I'm gonna translate that to high fashion. So you guys have a high vibration. Your vibration is so high you can receive. Y'all, I didn't know. I made a post the day before yesterday or something like that about shape shifting. It's certain times in my life where I have been in the air. And I have been looking at certain situations, right? And I see something. Like I'll be having a vision, but I'm up in the air, right? And I've always wondered how is that? They be talking about astro projecting, and I thought that's what it was. No. I believe that, and the way it came to me was I was trying to envision, I was trying to track something. And I was trying to feel in my body where I felt like they were going to be. And I was trying to time it and feel at the same time. And the vision that I had, for whatever reason, I think I actually came out of it. Like, I don't know, how do I explain it? I had a vision. And when I came back to think about the vision again, I had a question, was like, why am I in this angle? Y'all, the shape-shifting bitch, a bird. The birds. Shape-shifting ain't shape-shifting. Demons probably can go into different places, into different animals and stuff, but shape-shifting, it ain't even shape-shifting. It's you using the eyes of something else. It's not even you being them. It's you being in another state, looking through their eyes. Because they say eyes are the window to the soul. If you connected to the Most High, you're going to be connected to every soul, right? Right. And that shook the fuck out of me. It shook the fuck out of me. So when people be talking about these shapeshifters and stuff like that, I be having to see, you gotta understand, it gotta have a right aura in order for it to be a godly shapeshifter, because it's a difference. Birds are like a thing with me. The Wheel of Fortune is the card that just came out after I said this, so I just hit the jackpot. You guys have the gifts. You guys have y'all have the tools spiritually, baby. And you're only getting stronger. I believe that for sure. You're only getting stronger. You're strong right now, but you will be stronger. Like, if you feel like you're strong at 25, 30, imagine how you're going to feel when you get to 50. Oh, excuse me, 50. Real shit. That's why my auntie Tia Kemp, that's why she talked the way she talked, because that bitch really done seen some shit. She really done seen some shit. Auntie Tia, baby, she might tell you a fucking joke, but she ain't telling you no lies. When she telling you about real life and she trying to tell you about your stuff, you better fucking listen, because it ain't a lot of aunties like Tia. All the aunties trying to be like the young bitches, and they done lost their auntie sense. Okay? We got somebody slow coming in. We got somebody slow coming into the mix trying to tell you something. Don't listen to them. They can't tell you shit. You got a lot of slow people that's trying to tell you a lot of shit. It ain't nothing that they can tell you. You too strong for them. You out-talk them. You outwork them. You outdo a lot of shit than them. And that's why when they talk, they got to talk quiet. They got to talk to people who don't really know you. They got to talk to people. They got to talk about it to people that, they got to talk about it to people that they feel like ain't going to catch what they doing. Ain't going to catch how they is. Because your stability, you're strong, very strong spiritually. Your stability can't be fucked with at all. It's not you're strongest in this or that. You strong in a lot of shit. That's why I say this is a continuation of Power 2. Because we have the 6 of Wands, and then you're humble. That's what pissed people off. You so fucking humble. It's like, at one point in my life, my grandma used to tell my business. I used to hate that fucking shit. Like, she used to tell my business, and now just growing up, I'm like, oh, she was bragging on you. She was bragging on what she was doing. But it's not for her to brag on, because I don't want no unnecessary evil eye. You bragging on me, and I don't even know who you talking about me to, and then they evil on me, and I don't even fucking know them. What if I try to get cool with them? What if I be nice to them? I don't want to be nice to them, and they evil on me, but I don't know. Oh, I know your grandma. She tell me about all your business. What? Huh? So you knew me before I even acted like I knew you. You knew me, and you acted like you didn't know me. What? That's crazy, ain't it? Mm-hmm. That's the vibe here. That's the vibe that I'm feeling. Like, y'all, but in the same sense, in the fucking same sense, y'all would be like, so you knew me through my grandma, and when I met you, you acted like you didn't know me. You acted like everything I told you was new information. Oh yeah, you one of them. Go on somewhere. Get out of my life. I'm telling you, that's exactly how I go. And then I can even tell you how I go here. I can even look at your cards and tell you what happens when your life spiritually. This is a scenario. The Lord bless you. People witness him blessing you. They come in to get a piece of the blessing. You tell them this and that, things go on, whatever. You might be like, okay, what's going on? A little casualties, friendly, and then they get to, okay, I came here for the blessing. I heard that you had a blessing, and I feel like I need a little bit of it because, sharing is caring, right? And I feel like you care about me. That's how it goes. And I feel like you be like, you know what? I do care about you, but I care about myself more, because why would I give you something when that's what you came here for? You came here to use me. I love myself enough to not be used by a person like you. Whatever you need to figure out how to get it outside of me. That's where that devil energy comes. And that's why the Ten of Pentacles is here. And that's why that Queen of Swords is here. Because people know that you don't do that. That you don't play that. They could sense that you don't play that. But then when it really gets down to it and they see that you don't play that, it hits them differently. So we have the Knight of Cups coming out. You make a lot of people think that they need to sit down and just think about some shit. Yep. You got people thinking that they moving too fast. You got people thinking that they need to slow down. You got people giving the advice that they've been needed to give themselves. You got people, your energy, this is the accurate energy of a prophet, an accurate energy of a seer, a high priestess energy, anybody that's literally called by birth to serve God and to help the community. Literally, this is the sign. You will make people reevaluate their life. You will make people, with your silence or however you feel, to disconnect yourself from them. You will make people reevaluate themselves. And if you think about it, Jesus is the first intuitive. Jesus is the first of our kind. That's why we must follow him. Because every person that the disciples encounter, Jesus encountered, and them to this day has changed. You're a disciple. You're strongest spiritually in your faith. Your faith is key to your spirituality. And your faith transforms all other aspects of your life. Amen to that. And I do wish you a lot of peace on your journey. I do wish you the most strength on your journey and the thickest skin, because you're definitely going to need that. Because they're going to be, what is it? If it's the weeping and the moaning and the gashing of teeth, they're going to be on that shit. So you got to be ready you got to be prepared for it. So y'all like, share, subscribe. I'm going to see y'all later. Let's get into pile 3. Starting at 3303. Hello. Where are you strongest? Hold on. Well, I ain't mean to use this deck, but we're going to look at this card, and I'm going to go to the other deck. Temperance. You got a lot of patience, honey. You got a lot of patience. And not only do you have a lot of patience, but you have an ethereal peace. Like, life is going to move anyway. Like, I might as well be in flow with the way life is moving. This is my flow. This has always been my flow, and I'm going to keep my flow. An example of that is I met a guy that I went to school with who was actually real good friends. Real good friends. And when he saw me, he was like, what you going to do when you get off of work? And I was like, you could probably guess. He told me, you're going to get off of work, you're going to go home, get in the bed, and rub your feet together. I said, exactly. I said, you still remember what I do when I get off of work? He said, yeah, because you're the only person I know that just be ready to go home, that be in the house like that. But this is me. I'm protected. I'm put up. I'm put away. I've always wanted to be put up and put away, but I always thought a physical man will put me up and put me away. God said no man needed. I got you. I'm put up and put away, literally. Y'all know I just went from working 2 jobs and I was tired as shit. No fucking breaks. I was working 14 days, 10 days straight with 1 break on, with 1 day off only. Like, and not to mention when I had 2 jobs, I ain't have no, like, I was working my ass off. Y'all, working the fuck out of my ass. But thank God. God is God. And he really did that shit. So now I'm a stay-at-home mom. I do what I want to do, really. But I was a stay-at-home mom before working 2 jobs. Cause the Lord be on point with me. I ain't gonna even lie. When people be talking about what all they got to do and be talking about this and then, I just be quiet because the Lord got me. You got the 4 of Pentacles with the 5 of Swords. I feel like you're strongest spiritually when you be keeping to yourself. I don't never see a lot of lizards linked up together. Like when it, cause this 4 of Pentacles is like a little lizard. But like I said, when I'm outside, I don't never see them green lizards in a group. I always see one green lizard. So it's kind of giving me you're not meant. And then it's interesting. It's a green lizard and then it's a snake. So you guys are really different. You're cut from a different cloth. All of these pies were connected, by the way. Because it's just giving me a vibe that, yeah, you're very much so a loner. You don't need people. Snakes eat their babies. And I don't know why I want to say that, but, yeah. Very loner type. Very selfish-ish. Your spirituality is selfish. I'm not going to say it like that. Your spirituality is very selfish. It's very much so God and God only. Jesus Christ and Jesus Christ only. Father and Son only. Holy Spirit only. 3, the Trinity only. It's definitely that. I feel like people, boom. Yeah, I feel like people will sit up here and play in your face. And maybe you'll sit up there and let them play in your face until it gets to a point where you're like, let me show them, because they think it's a game. And then when you show them, yeah, they're hurt, they're sick, they're in a victim mentality. I feel like you know that you're strong spiritually. I feel like, because for the last 3 piles, 2, 3, and 4, I'm definitely getting me, it's no doubt about it. It's definitely giving me a heavy, you have to be comfortable with the fact that everybody is not for you. The fact that out of 10 people, maybe nobody will be for you, or maybe one person will be for you, but they'll be halfway for you. You see what I'm saying? You have to understand that a lot of people are not going, if a person has a 50% light, they're going to hate on the fact that you're 75% light. It's very rare that you get somebody who transforms their jealousy into understanding, because that can happen. That can happen, right? It's this girl I went to school, and I ain't gonna say her name even though I could, but she was a bad bitch, right? Very bad bitch. But I was a thickie. I was always a thickie. Even when at my slimmest, I was still a thickie. The ass was still fat. You know, titties was still popping. So I was a thickie. She was a slim thick. She ain't really had she ain't had that much tits. She had an extra slim waist. My shit wasn't that slim. Extra slim fucking waist. And then she had a fucking track ass. You know, I was pissed. But she was a cool ass bitch. Fuck it. She was a cool ass bitch. But I noticed how she treated other bitches. It was another bitch. See, she was light skinned. It was another bitch. She was dark skinned, same build, but her ass was fat. Her ass looked like 2 fucking Debbie cakes. 2 fucking cupcake Debbie cakes. And then I'm talking about 2 biscuits. And I was like, okay, 2 bad bitches. But again, I already know, like, bitch, I'm not that. So it is what it is. I gotta fuck with, I'm thick. It is what it is, right? But baby, hated each other. They hated each other. She hated her because she was light skinned. She hated her because she was dark skinned. She hated her because she was taller too. So she was like a taller, slim, thick. She was like a shorter, slim, but still thicky thick. It was like both beautiful women. All of us beautiful. But it was just the hate. You know what I'm saying? It was like the unnecessary jealousy. And then even to this day, like we all, like all of them, baddies acknowledge other baddies. And that's how you know you a baddie. But baddie don't acknowledge you, period, bitch, you might not be a baddie. You might just be regular. But when a baddie acknowledge you, bitch, you know it's up. I mean, bitch, I don't even care. When Jaylyn got on my channel, I said, oh, I'm that bitch. Jaylyn, my bitch. I fuck with Jaylyn's tarot show. Oh. And then Naya got up on here. I was like, oh. And then Chanel came up on here, then two up there. I was like, yes, baby, yes. So you really just, you know, it really be the strangers. I'm gonna put it to you like that. It really be the strangers. It really be people that you think that just they don't count you in. When they count you in, it matter more than the people who counted you out. So I don't even know where I was going with all of that. But all I'm saying is when you find your people, you gonna know you found your people. And then not only that, but when people start doing all that comparison shit, all that other shit, then you know that, you know, that's what they living for. They're living to for the comparison to be that they're better than you, right? Because really and truly, you don't compete where you don't compare. I didn't compare to Chanel. I didn't compare to because honestly, that's the girl name, and I ain't want to say her name because I like Chanel, the intuitive therapist, so I ain't want to say her name. But I really did like Chanel. I love Bree. You know, they was cool bitches, all of that. But I'm gonna tell you one thing about Bree. Bree was mad because a dude that she felt like should have been for her. She was mad because she felt like I wasn't doing what I needed to do with him. But I was like, no, he a hoe. Anyways, Bree ended up trying to get that dude or whatever. She did everything she did. Really what she did was pop that pussy. That's what she do. That's her thing. She always been a hoe. That's her aesthetic. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, and then on top of that, it just was what it was. But at the end of the day, she went through her hell. Chanel went through her hell. So it just was what it was. But like I said, y'all, you know, it's no, like, when you at this point spiritually, it ain't no such thing as I'm hating on you and you hating on me, because that means that we love each other. That means that you're a bad bitch and I'm a bad bitch, and we just hate that we're not at the same level, completely even on the bad bitch scale. And honestly, the way I leveled up with that type of shit is I just started putting the work in. I'm mad because your waist small. Well, shit, I need to get in the gym. I need to stop fucking eating pig feet and neck bones and shit. I need to stop doing it. I need to stop every time I turn around, I want to eat something. I need to stop snacking. I need to stop doing this and that. Because if I'm not where I need to be, it's because of me, right? But I feel like that's the vibe that a healer has that's different, or a light worker has that's different than a normal person, because we will put the work in for the insecurity to go away, for those negative thoughts to shut the fuck up. But other people will continue to feed those negative thoughts. Oh, she has a small waist because she hates on everybody. I'm not finna do all of that. It's not even that fucking serious. It's freaking not. Then we have the temperance. Yeah, you guys know how to keep it moving. You know how to keep it pushing with the strength on the background, in the back. Like, I don't really feel like you're weak. And I feel like when you are weak, you still become strong, because you're a reformer. You have a reformed mind. You focus on things that you can improve on. You don't focus on it being permanent. You focus on it being improvable. I really like that about you guys. Honestly, that's one thing I admire about myself. Like, I'm not finna sit up here and hate on no bitch. I'm not finna hate on nobody for shit, because at the end of the day, what am I hating for? That hate could be turned into positivity towards myself. It could be turned into positivity towards somebody else. Ain't no need for me to hate on no bitch when God made me that bitch myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that maybe you guys struggle with. And honestly, I just told you I struggle with it. You know what I'm saying? It is what the fuck it is. And honestly, I'm not saying I struggle with it so hard. I don't. I always been different. When people be talking about a weird bitch, I know I'm the weird bitch, because you don't know no other bitch like me. So that puts me out automatically as the weird bitch, the black sheep, the bitch that, oh, you know what I'm saying? The bitch that people be like, oh, that's her? Oh. Well, yeah, what she told me, oh, you're not what I expected. Well, what were you expecting, baby? What were you expecting? Like, it's crazy, because when people, like, I'm just eccentric. You guys are just eccentric. People do not know that, like a Rubik's Cube, you have many faces. You have different fonts. You have different energies. It's up to you what you get. It's up to how you play the game, how you get us. But y'all like, share, subscribe. Let me fucking know how y'all love this reading. Y'all always do. I love every comment. I read every comment, even the bullshit ass ones. And I'm gonna see y'all later.